Hello guys, Roxanne here. Today I'm going to show you a cool method how to trigger this new Google API of the in-app review, because a lot of videos on YouTube, they are showing example of how to use it using a button, and Google highly recommend that you don't trigger this API with a button in your real apps. So today we are going to use the calendar object. We are going to trigger this method only using the dates. If, let me say for example, a user install your app and then you want this in-app review to be shown to the user after 2 days, or let me say 3 days or 5 days, it's up to you what you choose. That's the way like Google highly recommend you to show you this in-app review to the user, not by using a button to trigger it. Okay guys, stick with me and I will show you, because most of these things guys I did it in my other app, so I'm not going to waste your time and write the code live in this video. I'm just going to copy and paste the code and then explain as I go. So as you can see, this is a new project. Now you need to add the play call library. Then after you did that, you sync your project and all that. I'm going to copy these two objects. I'm going to now, this is the review info object and then the review manager. These are the objects required only for this in-app review to work. Then I'm going to create two more objects, a date object and then a shared preference object. The date object will have two dates, namely future date and the future, and then we are going to extensiate our shared preference. You can name it whatever you want. Now I'm going to create a code, a method, sorry guys, and this method will only be run once when the app is installed at first, and we are going to call it run only once, because this method is going to save the future date, the date you want the in-app review to be shown after how many days, 2 or 3 days. I will create a string and then we'll save it first time. I will check in if this string is empty. Obviously this string at first, when the user install the app, it will be empty, then it will run this block of code. Now we'll create the calendar object and then we'll add the date, the future date you want your in-app review to be shown after 2 days or how many days, and then we'll save that in the future day object, and then we'll save it in our shared preference as the future date. Now after that, you also want to change the first time install to yes, because we don't want this code to run again when the user launches the app again. That is our first time installing the shared preference. You want to change it to yes, because this code only works if it's empty, if it's not yes. Now I'm going to create another method. That is the method to activate the review info. As you guys already know, that is how to extensiate the review info object. This is straightforward guys. . straightforward, guys. So I'm not going to waste much of your time here. We'll call it activate review info, and then we'll ask from the review manager factory. We'll save it in the manager, as you remember, and then we'll name it manager task. Then we'll request the review flow. Then we'll add on complete listener to this manager task. Now we'll check if the task is successful. Now we want to save the review info. We want to save these results in the review info. As you can see, we created that review info already. Else, if it fails, we want to show a toast saying fetching review failed. You can toast whatever you want. Now we are going to go to our own create method, and then we are going to call first in this order, guys. First you call the activate review flow, review info, then they run only once code. Now we must retrieve the date, guys, the date that we saved. Because we save it as a long, we must retrieve it as a long and then convert it to a date object. As you can remember, we save it here at first app install as the future date. Now we are going to save it in the second future date object. From there on, we are going to create the one more last method, guys. And now this is the method that will be responsible for starting the in-app review dialog, the one that is having all the ratings and all the comment, the review box. So we are going to check if the review info is not equal to null. Then we are going to launch the review flow from the manager. This is already documented in the documentation, guys. And then we are going to add an on complete listener to this flow. Let me just change this toast to the normal toast. Okay, now here is an important part, guys. After we launch this in-app review, after we launch this, we want to add 2 more days to the present date. So if the user, for example, if the user install your app and then after 2 days this in-app review dialog shows up, and then the user don't review your app, then cancel it. Now what we want to do is we want to add again 2 days to that date, so that the in-app review dialog can show again after 2 days in the future. I hope you understand me, guys. So now we are going to create the calendar, instantiate the calendar object again, then we'll add the 2 days, or 2 days is just the example that I'm using, guys. You can save it you can add whatever date you want. Now we are going to save that in the future date object. You remember we created that future date. Then we'll save it in our shared preference. Now here is the important part, guys. We are going to, this is the method that will request the in-app review dialog, it will trigger this. Now I'm just going to create a handler. I'm going to get today's date from the calendar object and check if today's date is after the future date. If then I want to start the review flow. As I just said, I want a 5-second delay so that if I open the app, it doesn't just pop up. Now, one important thing is your app must be live in the Play Store. So I'm going to copy a package name of the app that is live in the Play Store. If you want to test this in-app review, your app must be live, guys. And as you can see, I changed the package name. I'm going to generate a signed APK, sorry guys. Then I'm going to upload it to my internal app sharing. Because this is the only way you are going to test this, guys. You must upload it to your internal app sharing and then send the link to or scan it with a QR to your phone. Now I'm going to upload it to my internal app sharing. As you can see, I did a lot of tests on my real app here. Okay, I'm just uploading now. I'm going to rename it. Just remember the name, guys. So if I'm going to install the app in my device, you can remember the name. It will be in-app review test. Now I will copy this link and send it to my phone. Then I'm going to show you on my device how I will install the app. And then okay, now here's my device, guys. I did send the app APK to the link to my phone. I'm going to install it. Now as you remember, guys, this in-app review dialog will not show at first. It will be only shown after 2 days. Now I'm going to open the app so that I can show you. Wait for 5 seconds. It will not show because we just added the future date. Now we just at first run we added the future date at 2 days. Now we are going to change the date. As you remember, the run only once code just ran and it added the 2 days. Now we'll change it to the 9th of June 2021. Now we will wait for 5 seconds, and here is your in-app review dialog. As you can see, guys, it's working 100%. If you did like this video, guys, give a thumbs up and then share the video. Yeah, it was great to talk with you guys. Until next time, have a good one, guys.